There's a distinction between seeking first the kingdom of God and seeking the kingdom of God after you have done it the way you want to do it. There's a difference between seeking first the kingdom of God and then asking God to fix it after you broke it. There's some differences in approach in how you can develop the consciousness that Jesus developed. If you seek first the kingdom of God, that means you don't do anything until after you seek the kingdom of God. That means you don't call anybody to say, what do you think about what I should do about this issue that's in my life? Because they don't know and they don't care. They're trying to work out their own issues. They wish you would leave them alone and hang the phone up and not call them anymore so they can spend their precious time solving their own issues. They know inherently that if you could seek first the kingdom of God, you might very well find the answer, because the answer is in the kingdom consciousness. You must seek first the kingdom of God. Now, according also to what Jesus said, if we just backtrack on some of his earlier statements, he said you could seek it, but as you seek it, you should also ask. Because when you ask, you're given. When you seek, you'll find, and when you knock, the door becomes open. So if you do that first, then you don't have to worry about what's happening outside here. You can go to the place where the presence and the power is, and that presence and power is not in any way separated from what it is you're trying to work out over here. That's why it's important that you seek first here, so that the demonstration and manifestation carries over from your seeking. So that's the first thing you do. You seek first the kingdom of God. What do you do next in order to develop this Jesus Christ consciousness? You got to get rid of some stuff. You got to make room for your good. You have to make room. You have to clean the stuff out. Now, you could or you should clean out your physical closet. You should clean out your physical closet. Because invariably there are some pants in there that no longer fit you, either up or down. There are some jackets in there that no longer fit you. There are some shirts and tops and bottoms that no longer fit you. There are some things in your closet that no longer fit you. But just as your physical closet is the outward representation of your soul closet, and just like you got to get rid of some stuff in your physical closet to make room for your new stuff, you've got to clean some stuff out in your soul closet. Because invariably in your soul closet, there's a jacket of anger that you've been wearing that really no longer fits you. In your soul closet, invariably there is a pair of pants that the waist on is either too big or too small, but the pants are the garments of the sense of unworthiness that no longer fit you. You can't wear those no more. In your soul closet, there's some shoes that you keep trying to stuff yourself into, and every time you put them on, you walk out with blisters and corns because those shoes don't fit you anymore. When you start standing on your own big spiritual feet, your spiritual feet don't stay the same size. When you stand on your spiritual feet, your feet get bigger. They don't get smaller, they get bigger. And the bigger your spiritual feet get, the smaller the shoes that you used to wear become. The more you walk with God, the more expansive your stride becomes, see? So you can't stay in the old stuff. You've got to get in that closet and clean that closet out, because there's nothing left in that closet for you. You have to get rid of that stuff. It's not yours. It's the old you. It does not belong to the new you. So if I'm talking to somebody who knows about a new you or a new birth or a new beginning or a new opportunity or a new day or a new whatever, that's the person that I'm talking to, because you gotta be ready, willing, and able to get rid of some stuff to walk in your new stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen somebody in new stuff from head to toe, but when you're in new stuff from head to toe, you have a different shine about you, you have a different glow about you, you have a different opportunity about you, you have a different look about you. Folks who are brand new are just brand new, you know, and when you're brand new, you can pop your stuff a little bit because you're brand new. But sometimes old shoes don't wear as well with that new dress. Eh? Sometimes. Last thing, we develop this consciousness of Jesus, is realize that when you get into the presence of God gives you three things. The presence of God gives you three things, and I'm going to get down, I'm going to sit down, I promise. The presence, matter of fact, work with me, baby. Let's go home. Let's go home. Let's make it good for him. The presence of God gives you three things. The first thing that it gives you is peace. The first thing that it gives you is peace. As I said earlier, it's not the kind of peace that says you're not going to encounter trouble. You're going to go through some stuff. Just as you have before, there is no magic elixir that you can drink to keep you from going through that which is going to help you evolve your soul. You're going to go through some stuff, because in order for you to know some stuff, you got to go through some stuff. Sometimes the storm is only for you. Other people are in the boat and they're saying, why is the boat tossing me this way and that way? They scared, but you can wake up and say, fear not, little flock. Why are you afraid? See, because if you have the right level of faith, you don't have to be afraid. So peace says that not that you're not going to face trouble, but that God will be with you in that trouble. And when God is with you, God will see you through. And when God sees you through, you are seen through like never before. The second thing that comes with the presence of God is power. Oh, good Lord. If you're not walking in your power, I got news for you. You just might not be walking in the presence of God. If you're feeling down and defeated, downtrodden and disposed, you just might not be walking in the presence of God. As we're looking at eliminating negative thinking, you have to come into your presence and your power, because when you get rid of that negative stuff, you got to be able to replace it with something. And if you can't tell yourself that you a bad mama jamma, who you think gonna tell you? You have to know who you are, you have to know whose you are, and you have to be willing to embrace your power. Stop being scared, stop being soft, stop being whatever it is that goes along with that, because you are a powerhouse according to the Reverend Doctor, and that has not changed just because she left your presence, because while she might not be with you, God is still with you, and you're still a powerful being made in the image and after the likeness of God. You gotta know who you are, you gotta walk in your stuff, you gotta be prepared to be what you are. You are powerful. Now stop being scared. The last thing that I ain't done. I know. Last thing that the presence and power of God brings with it. It brings prosperity. It brings prosperity. The presence of God brings prosperity. The presence of God brings prosperity because the nature of God is what? The nature of God is absolute good. And so if the nature of God is absolute good, when you contact the presence of the Lord, then you contact the goodness of God. Now, if you don't have your goodness, I'm not going to say that you're not walking in the presence, but I do want you to think about whether or not, if you're without your prosperity, maybe it's because you're without the presence. I don't know. I don't want to make the statement for you, but I do want you to think, because when you walk with Jesus. You have to be bold. You have to be daring. You have to be courageous. You have to be steadfast. You have to be encouraged. You have to be strong. You have to be diligent. You have to be a champion of yourself. You have to know your own name. You have to call your own game. You have to craft your own fame, and you have to do it just the same, because you are one in a million. You are unique. You are unrepeatable. You are unbeatable. You so fly that they can't even touch you, but you have to stop pretending like something is going to swat you down if you tell the world who you are. Don't be afraid to stand up and be who you are. Get your stuff on. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't be afraid to be who you are.